Welcome back to Central South Africa. Today you join me in the Kia Rio 1.4 LS. This is a 6-speed manual, produces 74 kilowatts, 135 newton meters of torque. Let's talk about how it feels to be inside the car. Being inside the car is a great place to be. I've had this car for quite some time now. I've enjoyed it over the past week. It's a great car. I enjoyed it, honestly speaking. I like how it has leather here on the dash. It's very, like, it feels like premium, if I should say. There's no cheap plastics on the dash, cheap plastics only comes to the bottom here where the gear selector is, and also on the side. That's where you feel a bit of plastic, but it's like there's also like leather. I don't know if it's actual leather, but they made it seem like it's leather, so I like that. So now this Kia Rio, this is a 1.4 LS model. It comes with the 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system, which has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I was reading about this car. They said this car has wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. I am not too sure if it's this model or the top of the range that has wireless, because I've been trying. I couldn't get wireless Android Auto or Apple CarPlay on this model, so I believe it's the top of the range that has wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. But yeah, everything else, for me, this car, I actually like the interior. My favorite part of the interior of this car is definitely, I'm a sucker for cars that I can sit very low. I like sitting very low, so this sitting position is actually perfect. One of my favorite things in this car. The seats are also cloth, top of the range leather, definitely. But other than that, it's not a train smash that this doesn't have leather. Like, it's perfect. It gets the job done. So this car actually quite perfect. It's a perfect all-rounder, Now the practicality of this car, in the front, perfect. Like, there's enough space for literally anybody. At the back, I can just about fit behind myself. My sitting position is very low, a bit back. I can fit behind myself. There's like literally this gap between the seat and my legs. Headroom, it's not huge, but it's there. It's not too bad, but it's perfect. So now this car has a 12-volt socket, a USB charging port. That's one in front. So most cars, I'd be saying that there's nothing else. But this car, also at the back, in some cars you're used to finding like a 12-volt socket at the back. With this one, you have one USB charging port. So it's good that they're catering for the rear passengers as well, so it's a good thing. Yeah, I actually use literally in almost all the test cars I've gotten that have the charging port at the back. I always use this one at the back, so I just use it here, and then I have my phone, and then I just charge my phone. So literally that's what I've been using it for. I hardly use the front one, because immediately when you use the front one, it engages Android Auto. Sometimes I don't want to use Android Auto, so that's my own. There's like a flaw in this car that I can't switch off Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, but it's not a train smash. It's okay. It's not a big deal. It's fine. Join me inside the Kia Rio 1.4 6-speed manual. So now I have to talk about how it is to drive. Firstly, the gearbox of this one is not bad. It's okay, but it's not a smooth gearbox. It's not as smooth as the likes of like a Suzuki Swift or any Suzuki model, or like a Polo. But at the same time, it's not bad. It's not a bad transmission where you won't like it. Just that once you've jumped out of a smooth changing car to something like this, you're obviously gonna fall to this car for the first few times, but once you get used to it, you'll be fine. So with this one, it's fine. The thing that I don't like is the fact that with this one, the clutch, I don't know how to put it, but then the car doesn't get off from gear 1. It doesn't get off as smoothly as its competitors, or competitor, I should say. It gets off, but like it has if you release the clutch a little too quick, like the car will jerk a bit, and that's one thing I don't like about this car. Another thing, actually, I'm speaking about 3 things I don't like. That's number 1. Number 2, same thing on the gearbox thing. With this one, I'm feeling a slip of clutch to gear 3. There's like a slip of clutch, so I'm not too sure if that's how it is or the specific car has a problem with that. So that's number 3. There's nothing. Number 3. Okay, number 3. I think I'll just say that I can't. Yeah, I don't have a number 3. Actually, I don't have a number 3. Let me not look for one. I don't have one. Then 3 things I like about this car definitely has to be the steering wheel. That's 1. 2 has to be the analog dials. 3 has to be how low I sit in this car, you know. So with this car, fuel consumption is not bad. It's okay. It's not the most fuel efficient, if I should say, but then it's good. I'm sitting on quarter empty, and I've done 409 kilometers. Sitting on quarter empty. The range is telling me, just hold on, it's telling me that I can still do another 147 kilometers. So it's not bad. It's okay. I don't know what's going on. I think it's because of this road, because I'm experiencing the same thing with the Suzuki Brezza that I experienced with the Suzuki Brezza here. Right now, this car just says I'm averaging 4.4, but on it, like, you'll never reach that. Like city driving, you'll never reach that. 4.4, you'll never reach it. You'll be averaging around 6. So I think it's the fact that I'm holding it at like a constant speed, because this road has, like, there's no stop and go on this road that I'm currently testing or where I test cars. So like I'm holding it at 60 the whole time. So I think that's why with the Brezza as well, I also averaged 3.4 or 3.5, one of the two. Because now this side is saying I'm averaging 4.1, but you'll never touch that fuel consumption. You will never. That's one thing I can tell you. You'll always be around 6, 6.5, 6.8, and then if you pressing it too much, you can easily jump into the 8s. The highest I went was 8.9. That's the highest I went, and I wasn't surprised. My parents have owned a Kia Rio, but that is an automatic. So now, when I compare fuel efficiency, this is very fuel efficient. The manual, I feel like if you're buying a Kia Rio, buy it in the manual or the 6-speed automatic. Don't go for the 4-speed automatic, otherwise you're just gonna be at the petrol station every 3 to 4 days. You understand? So speaking of the manual transmission, this car handles perfectly. The 6th gear in this car is the most important gear in this car. You know, at highway cruising, you put the car at 120, shift to 6, you will see the revs sitting underneath 3,000 RPMs. So the car doesn't, like, there is no that shake that you'd feel in other cars. 5-speed, the car doesn't scream. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's just there. Like, it just holds on. It's very fuel efficient at that point, and also handles perfectly. And even when you accelerate more, let's just say you're gonna overtake and all that, you just drop a gear, take it to 5, and then once you've done overtaking, take it to 6. The car will be perfect. Doesn't scream. It hits speeds it shouldn't hit. Not effortlessly, but then with ease. Like, it doesn't scream to get to 120. Like, you want 120, just change properly, it'll get you there. So I like that a lot. So yeah, that is the Kia. It's a great car. I've loved it over the time I've had it. I expected, because we have a Kia at home, I expected, like, I'm like, okay, now what am I gonna expect? Yeah. So everything I was doing with those cars, I was comparing it to the Kia which we have at home, and the one we have at home is a 4-speed manual, 4-speed automatic, my mistake. So everything we used to do in that, I'll do it in here just to see if there is a difference, and there is a difference. So this manual, you see it pushes, push it, then you shift, and you can easily touch speed you shouldn't be touching. See, I'm pulling with gear 3, and that's 4, and I'm still pulling, that's 5, I'm not even redlining, and that's 6. Then the car holds, you're fine. You can hit those speed perfectly. You can hold the car at the speed, so let me slow down a bit. So just to show you how effortlessly this car is, I've enjoyed it. And because 74 kilowatts, when I tell you this car is 74 kilowatts, it doesn't seem like a lot. You'll be like 74, but I don't know how Kia did it, but 74 kilowatts in this car feels way more than 74, So personally, I'm at that point now where I tell you guys, would I get it? So now I'm taking out the petrol head Nikki out of the picture. I'm a student, I'm 21 years old. I just want a day-to-day car. Would I get it? Tricky. I wouldn't jump to get it, but I would consider it. When I look at its competitors, I'll definitely consider it. I'll put it alongside a Polo. I'll put it alongside, there's the Mazda 2. So now the thing is, this one has an advantage. One thing over the Polo. One thing. And I think you guys know that as well in South Africa. I can park this car anywhere and leave without stress. Because when I come back, I'll find it intact. So as a Polo, I park it, depending on the area, I have to, fear a bit for my life. But it's not a train smash on the Polo. But that's one thing that this car has. Sorry about the sun. So there's a lot you'd consider. Which one will you feel more comfortable in? I think it's all based on your wants, and personally, over my experiences, I'll definitely, if you were to say, Nikki, should I buy a Kia Rio? I would be like, yes. If you want to buy it short term, definitely go for it. But if you want to buy it to keep for life, don't do it. We have a Kia Rio. I know what I'm talking about. Don't do it. Car parts in those cars are very expensive, and you'll find yourself paying amounts that you never thought you'd pay in your life, and then the car does feel a bit, it's not for the long run. 5 years, once warranty and service plan out of the picture, sell it. Get something else. Don't keep. So thank you for watching my review. I was in the Kia 1.4. I hope you liked it. Comment down below what you'd like to see on the channel. I'll bring it. I'll try by all means to bring it. You guys asked for a Golf 7. I brought you not one, not two, but 3 Golf 7s. There's the Class Sport, there's a tuned one, there's a 7.5. So ask. The Bible says ask and you shall receive. So thank you for watching. I'm Nicky Nash and I'm signing out. Ta, ta, ta.